So what if you could learn anything in the world that you wanted? One of the very, very cool things about doing school in an information age today is, as educators and as parents and caregivers, we can design a learning environment at school for them to be able to explore and learn skills and knowledge about almost anything. The metaphor that we often refer to is that of you have access to the kitchen. I don't know if you've ever been to maybe like a Ryan Steakhouse or an S&S cafeteria where there's like a buffet of options that you go to. I mean, just imagine you were at one of those restaurants and you walked in and you saw the options, and as you looked, even though you were hungry, you were like, I don't want any of that. But instead of being disappointed, somebody came out from behind the cash register and they said, well, you actually have access to the kitchen. You can go back in and make literally anything that you want to eat in the world. That's kind of how school is this day and age, and that's how we think about it. Even if you don't like the offerings that you might see on our traditional learning plan, you have access to the kitchen. You can make any learning experience that you want. So I'll give you a few examples. So we have a learner who loves soccer, and this is an elementary learner, and he wanted to be able to juggle the ball 150 times in a row without dropping it. And he was ahead in his academic core skill work, and so he decided to create what was called a soccer badge. And to achieve this soccer badge, because he loves soccer, he wanted to be able to practice juggling the soccer ball, and he also wanted to study teams and how to make jerseys, and he wanted to make his own jersey for a professional team abroad. So for 15 minutes every day, he went outside and he practiced juggling, and he also designed jerseys and created his own team. And when he was done, he completed all that. Sure enough, he mastered it by juggling 150 times in a row, and he also created those jerseys. So he got that soccer badge, and that was a part of school, and he got credit for that. And so his parents and caregivers and we as the educators were supporting him in that to pursue his passion, even as a young learner. And he created that learning experience for himself. Another example is a high schooler wanted to become a pilot, and they got their pilot's license. And they made that a part of school. Instead of it just being an extracurricular activity, they designed an experience together with their pilot teacher or instructor to get that license and make it a part of their high school credit and eventually graduate requirement for the school. A different high schooler wanted to learn stock trading, and so they created an entire course on how to make money through trading stocks, and they made money through trading stocks. Another learner actually had a business idea, and they took, instead of doing one of the projects that we had created for them, they replaced that project with writing their own business plan. And so what they did was they made 3 different versions. They got feedback from experts, and they launched their business. And it's actually a t-shirt company called Dead Dog that you might see about soon. But it's actually pretty cool artwork and branding for hoodies and for t-shirts and for pants. And they launched that business, and they started making money. And again, that was a part of school. Another one of our younger learners, parents really cared a lot about cursive. And that's not something that a lot of learners today are learning. And a lot of parents don't really want to learn, but this one parent was really hungry for cursive. And so we created with the learner, this young learner, a cursive badge. Another middle schooler got into middle school and was disappointed about how slow they were still typing using their 2 fingers. And they saw us as adults and some of their peers typing more quickly. And they were like, man, I need to go back and redo. And so they created their own typing badge. But I think you get the idea. So the question is, as a parent or as a learner, what do you want to learn? You have access to the kitchen. You can replace things that are on the traditional badge plan, which is our word for like what learners are actually learning. You can create and learn and explore anything in the world that you want. So what would you do? And what's going to sustain your motivation? What do you want to get good at? What do you want to know?